They're well. He's going to be back the beginning of the year, and this is our. I titled the show "In Out with 2024, In with 2025." Since you said you had stuff to talk about, so let's start the show and let the fans enjoy.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
We're back.
Hello,
The
everybody.
last show of 2025.
Yeah,
That's
our last,
crazy.
because I guess you're having
Or
more.
2024. I'm sorry. Last show of 2024.
And what did you
That,
say? 2025?
yeah, I'm already
Oh my
thinking this is
God!
a
We
show.
know that you're AI and you can't hold on your horses.
I know,
You're
right?
belong to the future.
I'm already in
Everybody's
2026.
awaiting 2025 and you're awaiting 2026, 7, 8. I don't
Right.
know what.
I'm in the year 3000 already. I'm just like, oh yeah, I got to come back here. So
You're beyond time, I think. So
I think so. I think I'm beyond time. I like that. That's going to be the title of a new show. I'm beyond time.
yeah,
So,
but there is a consensus about time in general. So we had a year.
oh,
So
we
the
had a year.
Yeah, we had 2 more days of the year, and
Yeah.
so what really happened? What are your feelings about
Well, I'm hoping
what
nobody else,
happened?
like President Jimmy Carter died yesterday.
Yeah, I read it not just a
I
moment.
liked, I always liked Carter. Nobody knew anything that he did when he was president, but he did a lot of international things for for the U.S. Inside
Yeah,
the U.S.
silent.
Not good, not good. That's why Reagan kicked his butt. But I'm sorry to see him go. I always liked Jimmy Carter. I always just enjoyed listening to him, watching him. I just liked Jimmy Carter. So hopefully nobody else will die this
But he
year.
was a Democrat or
He was a Democrat. He was a
Democrat?
donkey. Yeah, donkey. And then Reagan beat him in '80. And then hopefully no more plane crashes this year. We had the one that got shot down by Russia, and then we got the
Yeah,
South Korea yesterday. A plane
yeah.
crash.
What's
Not really
going on?
crashed. It
Is
exploded on landing. Apparently.
our friend is still there?
Which friend? Oh, Vicky. Yes, she's on Love Island, and she
Only
wouldn't have been
one
on
we
that
have
plane.
in Korea, Vicky.
The only I think I have so many Korean girls. I have to keep them
Ah,
lined up.
okay, I have
Um,
only
Yeah,
I know only her.
I got 30 or 40 of them. I get postcards.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
forget to
no,
travel.
Vicky's on Love Island. So I think Vicky's okay because the plane was coming from Thailand, if I'm not mistaken, or
Yeah,
the
from Thailand.
Philippines. So she's not in any of
But
those.
since
She's just
she
on
went
vacation.
there, Korea is in the news all the time for
I know
strange things.
she's a spy. I'm just saying. So if the
Well,
North or
it's
South Koreans
something
are
more than
watching,
spy.
find
I
her.
think she's
Yeah,
a very energetic person. I don't know,
she's a
going
spy.
there and things are
She's a
going
spy.
on.
Spy. She's a spy,
Okay.
and she's on Love Island right now with her brother.
But do we know
When
for
when
whom she's spying?
no, I have no idea. I don't think it's for the U.S. I'm probably
For the
she's
one
probably
who gives more money.
whoever pays her the most. I think really she's probably spying on South Korea for the South Koreans. Hence why their president is getting impeached. So
Okay.
I
Maybe
think
she.
Vicky. We're just going to spread rumors. Vicky was the South Korean president's mistress, and that's why he's
Oh,
getting impeached because of that. Yeah, he joined her on Love Island.
maybe he's his right hand or
Oh, I
something
think
like
Vicky
that.
right hand. That would be different. Here's the funny part about this. We're going to make this a short, and I'm going to send this to Vicky just because she'll be like, "I'm killing him when I get back to the States." Because you're going to be like, "Really? That's the short you put out? Me being the mistress to the president of South Korea?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not? You're looking for a Korean
Yeah.
boyfriend. I'm trying to help you out." So
So yeah, those things that with the planes are really really bad, and
that
it's
was very
sorry
bad.
because so many people are dying instantly just like that, and young children and stuff. It's really really sad, and but a lot of sad things happen in 2024, like in every year. A lot of
Yeah.
sad things happen, but also good things happen. What do you think for you was the saddest, and what was the opposite, the most
What
happy
was
news or
what was the
something?
sad? That's in for 2024. What was the saddest moment? Wow,
Hmm.
that's a toughie.
Hmm.
Um,
But not okay. You can say personally in your
I
life
don't
if
know.
you
I'm
want,
trying to
but
think through it. I don't
maybe
think there was a sad. I didn't really have a sad moment in 2024. Not
Hey,
like I'm.
everybody has a
No,
sad
I
moment. I
don't have
mean,
sad moments. I don't. I
well,
pay
you
people to
just
have
had a
sad
sad
moments.
moment with Jimmy Carter, so it's a
Well,
sad
that
moment.
wasn't. It was like, oh, he died. I liked him. It wasn't like I was
Yeah,
gonna.
it's a
I'm
sad in
crying
a
and
way.
grieving. All right. Well,
No, nobody
yeah.
told you to cry. Come on, okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm
if you
trying to think of.
cried, why not? It's
No,
okay
no,
to
no. I'm
cry.
trying to think of what really made me sad in 2024. Not much really made me sad in 2024.
Not
You
that
know,
the Trump won the elections.
care less about that. It is what it is. I mean, like it's a game, and so it's like if I lose a game, I don't get sad. I just go, okay, we have to strategize
Yeah,
better
but
next time.
this
That's all.
game, it's something that's
Yeah.
going to last for years.
Yeah, or longer. So we'll see.
It hasn't. It
Um,
hasn't started yet.
I know next year,
and
January 20th, he'll be
we're already,
inaugurated.
I mean, packing
Yeah,
our bags.
I know. And the best part about it is no one this year will storm the Capitol. So that'll be good.
Oh.
We wwon't have an insurrection this year. So that'll be nice. Or in 2025. So
I
don't
kind
forget,
of preferred the other option. Like,
I'm trying to think. So nothing I can think of. I'll think hard on this. I don't think I had anything sad. Um, and good moments. Like there was nothing. Everything was good. So nothing stands out. Like, oh, this was great. It was just everything was. It was a good year, just in general.
productive.
Yeah, it was like there's nothing good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, I guess the good
But you're
moments.
talking about your life now, personal, your subjective life, right?
I'm just in general for me, it was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the best thing for 2024 was we had 100,000 subscribers.
Ah,
There
okay.
you go. That's so that would be. I'm not that that was the best, but that's
Okay.
what you call it.
But what about the world? What do you think about it? What
The
was the
world's
best or
going to
the
go to shit. The
worst?
world's going to go to hell in a handbasket. What you call it very quickly. I think it'll
But it's really
implode.
hard, yes, because I'm trying to think it out too, and I can't. I don't know what was the saddest, or I mean,
Yeah.
if you come to an age or I don't know a position in your psyche or something like that, you don't take things like white and black because
Right.
even something that is dark or something, it brings with it some kind of white with it,
Yeah.
light.
Humor.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
this, or maybe it's a pretext for a change.
Right.
Like for example, okay, we got Trump. In a way, I didn't want him. I don't
Right.
like him, to be honest. I don't
I
like
got that.
I don't like Elon. I don't like. Oh, and
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
see
nobody
already
likes
what's going
Elon.
on.
Yeah, nobody likes Elon.
Oh, a lot of people like Elon. A lot of
Oh, it's
people
the PayPal
have
mafia
him as
taking
a
over.
hero. Come
He's
on.
not a he's
I
please.
know
And
he's not a hero. He's
here's
just
what's
a
really
narcissist, but a
here's a
rich.
really funny thing. There's an article this morning in the Financial Times, the FT, who should be sponsoring us, but they don't. Anyway, there's an article in the FT this morning that was talking about the Democrats now are getting very excited about Elon's $2 trillion in tax cuts. And what I thought was interesting when I read it, they're like, the Democrats are like, we're gonna have to make hard decisions. It can't just and they're like not really talking about cutting defense or military. They're talking about cutting um, Veterans Administration, Social Security, Medicare. Like they're really getting rid. Like we're going to keep the defense spending. Don't worry about that. But we're going to get rid of the services that help the people. So I'm like, then why the hell am I paying Social Security and tax? I don't like that's bull. Like, why would I pay any of that? If you're not going to give it back, why do I pay for it? If I'm a Veterans Administration, these guys fight for us, take care of them. So if that's what they're going to cut, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. When there's a civil war in America, it should not come as a shock
Why
because the
should
people
be
are
a
going enough
civil
is
war in
enough.
America?
Because I think if you start taking away services from people, there comes a point where people are going to be, like, F you. We don't need this crap anymore. And here's the other problem. It was in the FT or Wall Street Journal yesterday. I was reading that credit card defaults are now at an all-time high from 2010. So unless Trump comes in on January 20th and on the 21st, everything gets better. And then you got Elon coming in, he's going to cut whatever, however long that's going to take him, a day or 4 years. You got to watch out. I keep saying this. It's great that out of 300 and some odd million people, 10% of them, or maybe 20% of them, have made $1 million or more and they're fine. Like they're not worried, or they're worried, but not as worried. Then you have the other, say, 250 million people who are struggling to pay their bills day to day, week to week, month to month. If you don't help them, That's 250 million people, and that includes people in the military because they don't make they make squat. At some point, people are going to be like, enough's enough. That's what I'm saying, and that's where
Well,
my concern is.
yeah,
I
but you know,
truly think that
those guys in power right now, or people like Elon, for example, and we are
yeah,
talking about a guy now
yeah.
who is not actually elected or something.
No, he's
He's just
appointed.
a
Yeah,
cooperator
he
with the
bought his
guy who
way
was
in.
elected, right? And we're
He
talking
bought
about him
America.
more than the president
Yeah,
itself, right?
yeah, because nobody cares about Donald Trump. They all want to see
Well,
what Elon's
everybody
going to do
cares.
with
Now
his two
they have a
trillion.
like internal war with the foreigners in the US. Like that
No,
Elon
actually, now
is
they don't. There's another article about immigration, and Elon's
yeah.
like, "Oh no, we should let everybody in because he got let in, and the tech people need all the immigrants because apparently
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
in
but
America
not
is smart enough."
everybody. He's saying the guys who are,
Yeah.
educated and
Oh
they
no,
have the
I got that. Not everybody. Yeah, like
specialized and
if you're a migrant worker, he doesn't want you. He just wants you if you have a PhD in physics or something. Yeah, I got that.
yeah, but
But my
most who voted for them are actually not people specialized
no,
and
no kidding. And that's the problem. You
well,
don't,
you see,
they all pick the fantasy. It's kind of like I forgot the movie star. I want to say it was Greta Garbo back in
yeah.
the 40s said, when men go to bed with me, they go to bed with the movie star Greta Garbo. But when they wake up with me, they wake up with the real Greta Garbo. And I thought that was a very interesting, and I could be wrong on the actress that said that, but I think it was her. And I thought to myself, that's an interesting thing. The people that elected Trump, and that's fine, and they want that fantasy of a utopia. Oh, we have Musk and we have Trump and we have blah, 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 blah. And rightly
Yeah.
so, because the Democrats didn't present anything. So the Democrats, you got what you got. Zero, because you didn't do crap. The Republicans presented a good story. So now they want to see the
I
story.
don't agree totally. Okay, I'm not in the US, but what I
Right.
see from the outside, I mean, after the pandemics, which was Biden that came, suddenly US get like higher than all the rest.
Right,
Like
but
Europe is going down. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
China is going down. Russia is going down
everybody.
also because of
Yeah,
the war. Now we see Iran and stuff like this going down because also of Israel, the war there,
yeah,
and it's winning and everything. So we see like America, not the allies except Israel, are
all
going
right,
up.
right.
So
But here's
America
the
and
thing.
Israel, but they're going up, and the others are staying down
Go-
or
But
lower.
here's the thing. The Democrats didn't tout anything they did. We have had, like, if you look at the stock market, it's the highest it's ever been. If you look at
Yeah,
what crypto raised because Trump's going
yeah,
to be president, if you look at all this stuff, it happened it happened while Biden was there. But they
yeah.
didn't say any of that. And Biden was an empty suit. And Camilla Harris didn't say anything. All she did was fight against Trump. In the beginning, she talked about what she's going to do and how great it is, blah, blah, blah. And she did really well. And the minute after the debate, she turned around and said, oh, Trump's terrible. And her ratings went down. So if you don't prostitute yourself, and that's what Trump does, and Elon and the rest of them do, if you don't prostitute yourself and say, look at me,
How do
how
you mean
great I
it?
am, that's it.
I
When I
say
see
how great
prostitution
I
about,
am.
yeah, yeah. If you don't keep telling anybody
Yeah,
how
yeah,
great
yeah.
you are, people don't believe it. Trump's just a New Yorker, and New Yorkers are not afraid to say what they think. They don't really care, and that's his attitude. The breaking of the law stuff is what it is. And Musk is basically following in the Trump playbook, which is look at me, how great I am, look what I'm going to do. And
Yeah,
as I
it's a
said,
bunch of narcissists there.
right, welcome, and PayPal Mafia
And
is all
yeah,
coming in
and, and
to
and
help
rich
out.
people, very rich
Yeah,
people. I
all the
mean,
billionaires have
not
bought their way.
millions. We are talking
Right,
about billions and now
billions,
almost
right.
trillions.
All the billionaires have bought their way in now to
Yeah,
power. Okay, that's wonderful. So,
it would happen
but,
at some point anyway. I
and
mean,
that's
the
fine. But if you don't take
the
care
rich people
of,
take over the government.
right, but that's always been like that. But if you don't take care
Yeah, in a way,
of the
yeah.
people who are not rich, excuse me, and the people who are struggling, you will have a problem because the people who are not rich and the people who are struggling outnumber the rich people. And,
Yeah, but
it
it's
gets
not
to a
about
point where
numbers
people,
actually. It's about the actually power you have and
and
money. Works.
actually, it doesn't, because you can have all the money in the world, but if people want you gone, you're going to be gone. You know what I mean? Like Elon's wonderful right now. Oh, we love Elon and blah 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 blah. Blah.
You know
If
something? I don't follow him on X, but I see all
I
the time
don't even I'm not even on
he says
X, so I don't
okay.
know.
But I see it also on Facebook and another
Yeah,
social that they're paying for his advertisement all the time. How good
yeah.
he is and
Oh, I
his
know.
idea. You know, his name is circulating all over
Mhm.
the internet and all over and
Yeah.
all over. So after some time, you become acquainted to. It's like you know him. You know,
No,
and
I don't know. I don't know him, and I don't. The stuff I read,
yeah.
I'm unimpressed. And what
People
concerns
feel it,
me.
you know, psychologically. They feel him like a cousin somewhere, a rich cousin that I
Well,
have there.
I
And
don't think of him as anything.
I
I
know
don't
that
care what I
I
read.
don't feel it either, but
Yeah,
I say what I see in other people,
yeah.
how they look at
Listen.
him.
Roll said it the best last week on Lost Dollar Club when he was guest hosting. He
Hmm.
said that, you vote for these people, you don't know anything about them, you don't read about them, it's the persona of them. And that's Elon. It's the persona of Elon. It's the persona of Donald Trump.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
of course.
And at
But
the
we
end of
feel
the
we
day,
know a lot about them because of
well,
the
we don't.
persona.
We only know
Yeah,
what we
of
know.
course we don't. If
Right.
we knew,
But
they would be in prison,
probably
probably.
we probably wouldn't elect them. But the
Well, they
thing I
would be in
have is,
prison.
yeah, well, no shit. So, but the thing like I said, you're going to cut $2 trillion. I'm okay with that. And I said, listen, I'm excited that Trump said if you don't buy our oil and gas, we're going to like do these tariffs against you. It's making the dollar stronger. Like a lot of the things he's doing, I'm okay with. You're going
I
to
am
bring
not
in this,
okay because it's actually, you know, it's saying to Europeans come
right?
here and buy oil. If you don't buy it, I'm going to impose you
Yeah,
sanction.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
well,
But I'm going
this is
to
called, you know, we are theoretical. We're allies, right? If you do
economic
this to the
blackmail is what
allies,
it's
it's
called.
like,
Yeah,
but you're like what you're doing. I know the Greek word. Threatening. You're threatening your allies. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
what's
I
that?
know. Listen, you know what? Until we have one currency globally where we all live together in peace, it's not happening anyway,
Yeah,
so it
but
doesn't
it's
matter.
going to be
So,
dollar or it's going to be the
dollar.
yen,
No, it's
you
going to be
know,
the dollar. It's going to
because
be the dollar.
Europeans are a little very skeptical about the U.S. in general because they say now like this:
Yeah,
we cannot. We have an ally that there is one government and we're okay with, like
yeah, yeah,
Biden, for example,
yeah,
like
yeah,
and then there comes another one who we're not okay with,
yeah, yeah.
and you know it's like this. It's not stable. You know, it's not working. Of course, European cannot because they are the West, etc.,
Hmm.
etc. But wait until the war is finished in Ukraine,
Right.
and there'll be new involvement with Russia. You see, and I was saying that after all,
Hmm.
if you look at geographically,
Right.
USA is far away actually from Europe. And
You
with
think?
this kind of yeah, it is. It's geographically far away. I mean, Russia
Yeah,
is next door,
I know. Right.
and we're one continent in a while. Also with the
Yeah.
Eurasia, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the powers in the future will shift in a different way. You know, I mean, yeah, we are not aligned with Russia, of course. Now we are not
Right.
aligned with China, but things might change. You know,
I
we
don't.
don't know
I
because Europe needs the energy from Russia, and
right.
Europe cannot pay very expensive oil from USA, threatening also. Look, you have to buy it because we don't
Right. Right.
forget this. You know,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
you want
Like
to
for
become rich, but you don't want to become rich not giving a shit about your allies. So okay, also with the NATO stuff? Oh, you need to pay more. Okay, so then why we need NATO? We should do a European army slowly, of course. It's already in the thinking. I think they will do it.
I don't think so.
I think they will do it, and there is a need to do it also because economically Europe is going down, but because now arms sell all the
Right.
you know they are going to because Europe has the potentials that they create a lot of arms, but they were not the main. You know, like Germany has cars and other stuff that
Right.
are not
The cars are going
doing
down
so
in
well
Germany too.
anywhere.
Yeah, they're not doing well anymore.
Yeah,
VW laid
because
off like ten
China
thousand
is not
people.
coping anymore. Because
Yeah.
China is doing great stuff now for quite logical
Yeah.
prices, much better than the West.
But everybody's blocking China like they can't export their product, which is crazy.
Well,
So
I don't know. I just bought some things from China, and they get the
I know it. And it
way.
didn't work. And it didn't work. Your 3D printer.
No, 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 no. I don't know if it worked. It was heat. That's a
Okay.
problem. But
Okay.
it's supposed to be one of the best. printers
right,
in the
we'll
3D
see.
printers in the world.
Yeah,
Whoever, because I'm not into this yet,
yeah,
but
yeah.
whoever I was talking about and who is, and I was, which one you bought? You bought? They asked me. I said I bought this one. Oh, it's the best. And this
Okay,
is the company which does the best. But they are doing great cars now. They are doing a lot of great stuff. It's not
right,
the China that we used to know years ago that they were copying. Well, they started this way, but
right.
now they are doing great, better stuff than Europeans. When the
Oh yeah.
Germans are very famous with their manufacturing industry in general, but now it's shifting.
Everything shifts. It's global. You're a superpower for 200 to 300 years, and it just shifts. Like there was Britain. Before Britain, there was someone else. Someone else. Blah 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 blah. In the
Exactly,
1400s, it was
exactly.
China. China sailed the world until 1410, and
For me,
Zhao was
it's
like,
for
no
me, it's
more.
really it's really a question of race between China now and
Yes.
USA,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to see the outcome because they are both very good now, very good. I mean, okay, the West uh, is 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 psychological and in society is kind of in decadence in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
It
I
w-
don't know what's going on in China. We don't fucking know what's going on there. We have
Listen,
no
here's what's
connections
going.
to know,
It,
you
it's,
know.
I, all that's going on in China
And I mean the
is,
people, yeah, not
yeah, the people, they're very nice, and they make
mm.
good Chinese food. Um,
Yeah, I'm
but
sure about this, but I mean how they think, how they see the future, political and stuff. Because okay, they have the one government who is
well,
claimed to
okay.
be
Well,
uh,
here there was another article in the Financial Times, and they were talking about um, the local governments were imprisoning all these executives for no reason. So now they're trying to have a reform where they won't imprison executives for nothing. Now they have to like have a real reason. They're trying to clean up corruption, and they were just doing it out of spite. So China is just as bad as the United States when it comes to things. I think that their technology, because allegedly they steal a lot from everybody, but their cars, some of their cars are better, some of their technology is better. I mean, and
it's
it
much
really
cheaper
boils.
also, which is
For
important,
sure, because
Yeah,
you're paying someone 3 cents an hour instead of $35 an hour. It's cheaper, but some of the quality isn't as good. Some of the quality is
yeah,
better, and it's going to be. I think it's one of these things. Next year, when Trump's in, they're going to have a real dialogue. Now, Trump's already said to the Chinese government and companies, "Hey, come in and invest money." So I think for Trump, it's a ploy like, "Hey, we're going to do all these tariffs." So all of a sudden, he's going to all these companies. Why don't you just put $1 billion here, $1 billion there, and you can put money into the United States. So I think what you're going to see is all these car manufacturers and other manufacturers go, okay, if you put $1 billion in or more in the United States, Trump said that you will get a fast stamp to whatever you want to do. So I think you're going to see companies like BYD, which is a car company. You'll see their
yeah, yeah,
tech
yeah.
companies. I think you're going to see a lot of them with factories sprouting up in America over the next 3 to 5 years because they're going to throw tens of billions of dollars here. And Trump's going to be like, look, I brought business. And so it's going to be like, you're anti-China, but meanwhile, we're inviting them in. And that's fine. Listen,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
game. So that's why when
yeah,
people
yeah.
go,
It's economical game, of course,
yeah,
of course.
and that's all it's ever going to be. But you have to make sure that you take care of the people. There's a book
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Charlie Wilson's War. It was also a movie by Tom Hanks. The book is better, but where the United
What's the
States made
name?
a
What's the
mistake.
name?
Charlie Wilson's War. It's a phenomenal book. It's about the Afghan War in America and
The
America's
film was the
help to the
same
Afghan.
title.
The movie with Tom Hanks is called Charlie Wilson's War. The book is Charlie Wilson's War. I read
I
the
know.
book and then I saw the
Okay.
movie. The book I enjoyed more because it's more detailed. But where America made a
Always.
mistake with the Afghans is what's going to happen with Trump and Elon and their little idiotic billionaire crew is that once we kick the Russians out, all the people in Afghan were like, let's give some education, do some roads. All they needed, I want to say, was another. I want to say we already spent like 100 billion to win the war. They needed like 30 million or $50 million, like nothing, to get them an infrastructure where people could be taught and everything could be good. And with the Americans, we're like, no, we don't need to do that. And what happened is then the Taliban moved in, and you had problems. My concern is with the administration that's coming in, they have that mentality. We're going to fix it like this, but they're not. They're going to go A, B, C, stop at C, and then don't go D to Z. So they're not going to think about the consequences if they get rid of, just say, a VA hospital or make VA administration harder than it is. And from what I understand from veterans, it sucks. If they do things to Social Security, to Medicare, to social programs, like I go back to what I said, you're going to have people that are going to be like, what the hell? There's going to be, then there's civil unrest. And so you have to think through what you do. And Elon Musk can't think through anything. He's got 400, 500, whatever billions of dollars. He can't think shit because he doesn't know then what it's like for,
He
say, a
doesn't have
single
to
mom.
think. He's got thinkers for him. He's
He's
paying
got nothing.
thinkers.
Listen, just because you have money doesn't mean you're smart. It means you're lucky. Okay. So if you,
Yeah, but it's
no,
not that he's stupid.
I don't think he's smart. I'm sorry. I think he's just a tyrant. And there's a difference between tyrant and smart. And also being at the right place at the right time. He was with the PayPal mafia. He didn't come up with PayPal. He
Yeah,
didn't come
but
up with
later
Tesla.
he created
didn't come
other
up with space.
companies
He
which
hasn't created
went
shit.
well, right?
He hasn't created anything. He's created make-believe wealth. Tesla, worst car on the planet. All right, the Cybertruck is all glued together. If you can pull it apart, they guys showing it on the internet, like, look.
Yeah, but it's still one of the most expensive
no,
companies in the world.
That's because people are stupid. You can't help stupid
Well,
people.
he's using this. That people
Good,
are
God
stupid.
bless
It's a
him.
fact. It's a fact. So he's
People are
using the
sheep.
fact.
Right, because people don't read and people are sheep, and I get it.
Okay,
And
but what about SpaceX, for example? Well, he did things
SpaceX,
that
as far as I
NASA
know,
couldn't do.
well, not that NASA couldn't do it. It's just that, NASA has a policy and how they do things. And Elon's like, I don't do policy. We're just going to do things. And he bet, and to what I read, he found patents that were done in the 60s and 70s and the 50s. And he basically just took patents that were already out there and said, okay, let's go do this. So
Well,
it's not like
that
they
sounds
invented
smart.
anything.
That sounds smart.
Patent troll. Anybody could be a patent
Because it
troll.
worked.
Well, it worked because he can throw money at it, but it wasn't his money. Once again, he threw other people's money, like he just raised
But there are
$6 billion for
there are a lot
AI.
of very, very rich
He just
people
raised
who
$6
are
billion.
throwing money into bullshit.
But he just raised $6 billion for an AI company. But once again, it's not his technology; it's somebody else's. So his name is what's bringing things. It's like Trump's name brings, and that's fine. But
Fame in general is a coin now. That's true.
and my
also in
but
art,
my
of
whole
course.
and my
Always
whole thing is, you got to think through it, and no one thinks through anything. No one knows how to do critical thinking. No one knows how to do the what if game or game theory.
Well, not no one. No one.
Really,
There are a lot of
the
people
idiots
who
that are
do.
going to
I
come
think
into
I
power.
do.
I will not. The idiots coming into power do not do critical thinking anymore. They think, how is it going to better me, my company, and boom, and how's it going to better our billionaire friends? Other than that, there's no critical thinking past that. They don't go,
You mean
if
in the
we cut
government, in the power?
government, the people that are going to come in and do all this crap, right? No one says, how am I going to help all these other people over here if I cut all this stuff over there?
But
and that's a problem.
Maybe, not maybe. It's a decision. They decided to do that. We are going to help up to this point.
No,
and then whatever they do, we are free market. If they are capable enough and they come up with a smart idea, and they can
they're not
sell.
coming up with a smart idea. Listen, I can go in, I can cut the budget $2 trillion the way they're going to cut it. I have a dartboard and I got darts. It's the same shit
but
they're doing.
Up to now, I mean, none of the people in the power did it. So they are doing.
You know why? Because none of the people in the power really care, and the guys and girls that are coming in now really don't care. They're just like, we're going to cut, we're going to do.
Yeah, but the people who are going to be affected from this, they're voters.
And they're stupid voters.
Well,
that's the problem.
If they got the stupid voters, which are like give their life for them, because that's what I see. That's what I see. They're like fanatics with this guy. So okay, I'm sorry to say this. If they like to be fucked like that, it's a question of sadomasochism, that there is a masochist and there is a sadist. Yeah, and if this is a game, okay. But they're going to suffer, So don't tell me, oh, I suffered with Biden. No, you didn't. Because if you're a masochist and you suffered, you didn't vote for Biden. Maybe that's a problem. You're a masochist and you didn't suffer enough with Biden, and you know that you're going to suffer more with Trump. So you vote for Trump because you're a masochist and he's a sadist. Okay. But this way I can understand it.
Did I ever tell you about the time I walked down the street with my masochist friend, and I'm a sadist, and my masochist friend says to me, would you beat me? I go, no, not right now. Anyway, That's a think joke. It'll take people a while to think through that. Anyway, so I don't care if they're sadomasochists. I think that's great. And now if bondage, which our Hilga House of Pain is franchising globally, feel politicians get 10% off. But I don't care if they're sadomasochists. What I want is, I want not to have to worry about one day that America is going to turn into a country of, we're going to go to war with each other. And that's where my concern is that these people aren't giving forethought to what's going to happen next. Like, if we cut this, what happens? If we do this, what happens?
Yeah, you seem concerned about this. This is true.
This is why I'm concerned, because I actually, which is crazy, read books. I read history books. I actually read economic books. I read stuff. I read biographies.
For me, sounds very out of the reality. I mean, who's going to fight? Americans? I mean, in America?
So here's the thing.
America is a country that is full of people who are actually having good life, comparing to the other countries like around the world, right? In general,
here's what happens.
It's a rich country.
Okay, that's great. Good for the rich. Today we are. So
yeah,
Mr. Musk is going to come in and he's going to cut $2 trillion. Okay, he's going to cut $2 trillion. Okay, that's nice. So they're talking about now the Democrats. We have to do hard cuts and it's going to hurt people. Okay, so the hard cuts that they're talking about in the article I read is the Veterans Administration. Okay, these are people that fought in wars for us. You're going to cut theirs? Not a smart move. You're going to start taking away Social Security, Medicare. So now you're going to have a population that can't go to a doctor if they're sick, or if they're this, or if they're that, or they're just going to go and not pay their bills and they don't care. They'll be bankrupt. You can't do anything to them because they don't own anything. So you're going to have a country full of people who don't give a what, and college kids who can't pay back debt. So at the end of the day, you will have discord, not unity. If you don't think through how you're going to do this, it doesn't benefit. You can make all the rhetoric, you can give all the speeches, you can threaten every country in the world. If you don't do this, we're going to tariff you. But it won't matter because people won't be able to afford to live. You know what I mean?
But from outside, you sound a little saying those things. You sound a little like a communist. This is communist thinking.
No, it's not. It's actually thinking.
Yeah, the communists are about the communal, about the good for all the people.
I'm a capitalist. Let's be clear. I'm a capitalist.
You're a communist capitalist.
I'm a capitalist communist.
Oh, it's China is like that.
No. Who do you think taught them? Anyway, my point is though, I'm a capitalist, but I'm a smart capitalist, because what I've realized by reading history books and actually watching and listening to things over the years, and smart people that have more money than God, and that includes they have more money than Elon and run countries. If you don't take care of the masses, and if the masses turn, you're screwed. It doesn't matter what kind of capitalist you are. Listen, Mao Zedong was great for China. It got him so far. Deng Xiaoping, who came after Mao, is the one who turned China into a capitalist country. And it's been capitalist ever since then, since the 80s when Mao died. And Deng Xiaoping made it a capitalist country. They still keep the communist whatever, but you still have to work. My concern, I go back to, is this. You can cut social services. That's great. Okay, I can afford to go to the doctor and I can afford to buy, but there's other people that can't. And in America, the latest trend was we don't stop people from shoplifting. If you don't shoplift over, I think it's $950, you can walk out of a store. That's what there's the whole, like San Francisco. Really? I think they finally changed it, but okay. So what's going to happen is you're going to have 30, 40, 50, 100 million people that are going to be like, we can't afford to eat because we can't afford, it's either electric or food or heat or whatever. So, you're going to have these gangs that you see here in America that come 50 to 100 people storm a store. Okay, well, if the 50 to 100 people become 1,000 people or 2,000 people or 3,000 people, when people start seeing that, go like, yeah, you know what? The government doesn't take care of me anymore on my Medicaid, or I need hospital services, or I need drugs, or I need this, or I need food. Then you have civil discourse, and that's great. Trump wants to move the military in. At some point, the military guys, they're not making a lot of money.
I think that they were not allowed to come to this point. They need to send the military, because there are ways that they can prevent it. I mean, not totally, but up to a moment. They will feed them with cats and dogs, and people will be eating cats and dogs.
Well, they love their
and
cats and
and
dogs.
he will say, "Oh, they did it before anyway with Biden." You know.
So I'm hoping so 2024 it was just I think it was a great year. There were no sad moments. I don't really care who won or lost the
Yeah.
election. It's all a bunch of crap anyway. For 2025, I'm hoping
All right.
that the same thing I've been hoping since I was a kid when I wrote Richard Nixon a letter that says, "Why can't we just all get along and live in peace?" And he sent me a very nice note back, and I have it somewhere in a frame hanging on a wall. But I I go back to the same thing I said to Richard Nixon back in 1970 when I was a kid. Why can't we just all get along and live in peace? And that's what I want for
Well,
2025.
look, one of the reasons that Trump got elected was this. That this is what there was one of the point that they were making all the time. That with Trump and his first presidency, there was no wars actually.
Yeah,
I
that's not
am
really
not
true, but
sure.
okay.
I am not sure though that the thing with Russia happened because of that actually. Because of
Probably
the policies that were going on, because he was favoring Trump. I
Russia.
mean,
Mm,
I mean, Russia took first. They took. It's not that
Crimea.
Russia suddenly went into Ukraine. They first
Yeah.
take
Crimea.
Crimea
Yeah.
because Crimea used to be theirs,
Yep. Yep.
and before that, even with there was war with Georgia, which
Oh,
now
I
they
know.
have a lot of protests there because the new
Yep.
president is
Pro
favoring
Russia.
Russia.
Pro
Yeah,
Russia. Yeah.
but there are two parts in Georgia which actually have independence now, and the Russians are taking over there.
Yeah.
And then they came the final war, the big one that we're
Yeah.
having now, which Russians still don't call it a war; they call it a special, I don't know, military
Yeah.
action or something like that.
There's war.
And
The war in Georgia has been going on for at least 10 or 15 years because we were in Georgia back, I want to say like 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago. And for us to fly from Russia to Georgia, we had to go from Russia, land in the Ukraine. From the Ukraine, we could fly to Georgia. And then when we would leave Georgia, we'd have to go from Georgia to Ukraine into Russia. So they've been at skirmishes for a while. So that's definitely, but that was before Trump. That was when what's his
yeah,
face?
yeah,
Obama was
I mean, with
president.
Georgia, it was 2008.
Yeah,
It
that's what
was
I'm saying.
when there
So
was. It started when there was the first day of the Olympics in China,
yeah, well, that
in
explains a lot.
Beijing.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. So there
And
you go.
yeah, so he had plans. Look, the Russians, they want their sphere of influence there.
Right. But
They
I have a
always thought that.
question. Using that logic about Russia wants Crimea back because it was once theirs, does that mean the Indians in America, the American Indians that we stole the land from back 400 or 500 years ago, can they just they can go, well, it's all ours. You stole it from us. I mean, it's granted we gave them
Yeah,
casinos,
they can.
but does
Well,
that
look, if the
theoretically does that
Indians
kind
in
of
the United States had a lot of power and weapons and people,
yeah,
they might claim it back. Yeah,
I know,
that's
right?
what
They have
people
the
do.
money. They have the money now. They got Elon's money.
Well, I don't know if Elon's money, how they have the
They got
money.
Elon's money. Well, they own.
Oh, it needs
Um,
more. It needs people to fight. You need the power is there. I mean, you have to
yeah,
have weapons. You have to have AIs now.
we have
Technology and
AI,
stuff.
and Elon's
Well,
going to have all those
if they
robots
have it,
that
then maybe they will claim it back. I don't know, but they don't have the numbers. The people, I think.
yeah.
How
That's why
many people,
Elon's.
Indians, are
That's
left there now?
yeah. There's like six. That's why Elon wants to whatchamacallit. That's why Elon wants to have everybody have one of his robots.
Yeah,
So if you speak
but
back,
I understand you're following that. There are people like the Turks. They're saying, "Oh, there are islands here in Greece that are
yeah,
not Greek, are Turkish," and because they
yeah.
were 1,000 years ago, there were no Turks around generally.
All right.
So
That's my
what should
point.
we do?
That's a,
Should we
right.
claim it back all? I mean,
Yeah,
Istanbul was
yeah.
Constantinople
That's right.
once. That
Yeah,
was Byzantine or East Roman
it's
Empire.
Roman. Yeah, but the Roman Empire is not
Yeah,
here.
but they
So
were
we
talking Greek, and they had a
yeah.
lot of Greek influence. I mean, and the
So we're gonna
Greeks
go.
think
We're gonna go back to
it's
year
their
one.
culture.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to year one, and everyone's gonna reclaim the
You
land.
see,
Because
there's no point.
that's
There's
my
no
point.
point.
That's why Russia's saying, well, Crimea used to belong to us. Really? I hate that. You know what? So did all these other countries until Churchill came in with a napkin and he drew out the Middle East.
Yeah,
So I
but they
mean, like
want it back. But
yeah,
that's the
it's
thing.
just right. So
That's the thing
everybody
that,
wants
for
it back.
example, Poland is afraid of, or
Yep,
Moldova, or other countries there, that they are the next, or the Baltic states, because
yep.
they have
No one's
minorities that
afraid of
speak
Greenland.
Russian.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
So it's always a good pretext, because they start with a pretext, like with Donbass and also with Crimea.
Right.
Well, they are speaking Russians. They are Russians. We have to take it back.
Right. Right.
Well, you know how it works. I have the power, and I'm going to go and get it. That's
Right.
how it works. So the power still is a power, and always will be. If you have the
And
power,
right. You
you
can do
you
what you.
claim it, and look what happened now in Syria. The
Yeah.
new thing that happened there, they were jihadists, right?
Yep. Right.
And now suddenly the West is saying, "Oh, the Assad is gone because he was
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Russians, guys."
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
had, but the jihadists, they were cutting heads
Mhm.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
So what they're gonna do there? Are they going to have a government kind of Taliban that it's in Afghanistan, that
Right.
women will have restricted freedom and all the stuff, or not? And Turkey is behind, and we know it. The first guys that were there were Turkish. So the Greeks, of course, because they're Turkish are rivals, say, "Oh, we are next, probably." So we got to buy more, weapons and stuff like that. Of course, Greece is not Syria. It's not
Right.
Cyprus. It's not Armenia. It's
It's
more
Greece.
strong,
Yeah.
and it's not easy. And a war between Turkey and that's why it's not going to happen. But there might be some kind of because they want space, because they feel
Right.
that they're strong. They feel they have power.
Well, space is the final frontier. I saw it on a show. So, but yeah, I
Space
just,
and the waters, and from
everything.
Greece they
Like
want
I said,
waters actually.
I just, why can't we just all get along? Like, like make the
Well,
utopia that
yeah,
everybody, that, I mean,
yeah,
like,
because it's money involved and psychology in general. I mean,
I know.
I see
I'm aware.
sometimes talks in the internet, like in Facebook, like everyday people, like normal
Yeah.
stupid people. That's how we call them,
Yeah.
and they yeah, and we are one of them. It's not a
Yeah.
problem, because I get involved with those, and they're saying one point of view.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, like for example, I was talking with a Turkish guy, and
Right.
there was a map with from ancient Greece. That there it was during the Peloponnese War. It was a civil war between the Greeks there, and
All right.
he says I don't see any Greece there, and they are actually talking about that Greece as a country became came into realization in 1828, actually after
Right.
the revolution from Ottomans.
Right.
There was no before a country called Greece, but
Right.
so there wasn't any country called Italy.
Right.
There wasn't any country called France.
Right.
This is new fruit actually that came after the
Right.
18th century. That's
And
what
like
when
United
they
States, there was a
yeah.
country called the United States
Yeah, but
until,
the people that were living in the ancient world, they were
right.
calling themselves Hellenes, Greeks,
Yeah. Right.
Hellenes.
Yeah.
We call ourselves Hellenes,
Right.
Hellenes. That's why they say Hellenistic world,
Right.
that
Right.
the
Right.
world of the Greeks. And so I say to him, look, so there wasn't Turkey until 1923. It was Ottoman
Right.
Empire. So if you don't see any Greeks in the answer, well, I don't see any Turks before 1923. And he was laughing. But
Right.
you are playing, with concepts, like concept of the country. It wasn't like that before. But the people there, they were believing they're Turks. So
Right.
the Greeks were believing, although there was no country called Greece. And
Right.
so,
Right.
so there is also, the problem with the North Macedonians say, "Oh, but there was a country called Macedonia before, like us." Well, you just came, your Slavs, and just came into the ancient Macedonia space,
Mhm.
territory, and just called yourself Macedonians.
Macedonians, yeah.
That's anyway. People are doing those stuffs, and you're asking why there are wars, because they believe in a story.
What
It's about
story?
a story. It's
There's
about
no
a story, and
story. Here's the funny thing. There's no story. They
there
find
is a story, and there
there's
is a
no story.
story. What we are saying about the Trump. Look, if I don't believe that there will be like civil war between the Trump followers and the others, or something like that. And
Ooh,
well,
right.
those guys who follow Trump, they are
Yeah.
fanatics. They
Oh
might
yeah.
take the arms because of the story that he's a good guy. He's one of us, although he has millions and we don't have. But he's one of
Right.
us. He
Right. Right.
understands us.
Right. Right.
He's not the. Well, they believe it. And since they believe it, people can believe in any kind of shit, that doesn't exist. I
Right.
don't know if there was Jesus. I don't know if those things that were written, were the words of God. They were words
Right.
of people, probably, but they
Yeah.
believe that they were, the words of God. So,
Right.
and they strongly believe it. They could give
Yeah,
people have given their lives for it. I mean,
that's
millions,
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
millions,
Millions, more than millions.
millions of people can believe in
People
any
will
kind of
throw little.
story and
Yeah.
believe it so much. And
Right.
if the leader starts to say like this because he
Yeah.
understands that they are following blindly,
Right.
say, "Let's kill them." So you're afraid of that? I don't know.
I'm not afraid of that.
We
I
will
don't
see. We
care.
will see in 4 years because I don't know if he will try.
I don't think he's leaving in 4 years. I
So
think
there
it's
might be a problem there. There
yeah,
might be a problem.
there's a problem. Yeah, because you got your little billionaire buddies and you got whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're going to hang out for more than 4 years, you better make sure everybody in America loves you and not just your billionaire friends,
Well, the
because then you're going to
majority at
have
least.
then you have a problem. So then you're going to have a problem. So and that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't listen. I just think it's unfortunately politics is a joke. It's nothing like it was when our
Yeah.
founding fathers started. Everything
Well,
that
maybe
we've
if
done.
we were at that time and we know more details what was going on, maybe we would say the same. I don't
No,
know.
I think they had a good concept. I think it's just we've just taken it to an extreme where we've made it a
Yeah, but
joke
it's
and a
what
game,
time
and
has
that's it.
left us from there because what was going on at the time, there were a lot of bullshitting there also. The
Yeah,
politicians like to be bribed, they like
if you
money,
read
they like power.
if you read the books about these guys, they were pretty straightforward on what they want. They were all between like 18 and 30. I mean, Benjamin Franklin was the old guy in his 70s, but I mean, like if you read about these guys, no, they're pretty straightforward on what they want. They just give us and it's sort of like we've taken that and we've kind of just screwed with it. And the politicians just get richer, which is fine, and they bring their rich friends in, and it's fine. In fact, I got a text message
So
yesterday
they're
from a
doing.
friend of mine that says his friend's about to become an ambassador, I guess, for Trump. And I was like, well, that's nice. Like how many millions of dollars did you give for that? So, it's sort of like, yeah, it's just a game. It's not like it does anything. It just promotes more for you. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So, like I said, my 2025, I just want everybody to get along and let's just get everybody on an equal playing field so we can go forward as a planet. Not so much me
Yeah, and
looking
as
at a
a planet, and I
$1 billion.
wish to everybody, to find their own way because
Yeah.
now with everything is going on that in this kind of crazy speed that everything
Yeah.
is changing and with the AI stuff
Yeah.
and all of this, I just I just hope that people, get to themselves, get along with other people more, and not about showing off or showing out our worst sides because we have
Right.
dark sides, all of us. But our point is, and the logic is to to keep them, the bad sides that are bad for the and show the good side of ourselves, and though and develop and advance this part of ourselves
Yeah.
because we have a limited time. We know it as entities
Mhm.
here, and it's good thing to get out the best out of it. Either we
Right.
want to make money, but not using others and stuff. You can make money, using yourself. I mean, taking all the juices that you have,
Yeah.
educating yourself, and
Or you can just open up a little sweatshop in Indonesia and pay little 6-year-old kids 6 cents an hour.
well, this is
Whatever.
about the dark side, I think. I
No,
mean,
that's a good side. That's good. That's good labor. You're teaching them work ethic. That's important. No, that's not good. So
I don't know.
I just want you, and also in 2025, I want UFOs to
To
finally land.
show the real face to us.
Yeah, I want them to land on the White House, not the White House lawn, but Central Park, and go, "We're here," and that's it. Now, we at the Lizard
Well,
People
that'll be
Society,
chaos in the
we're good with
world.
that. Yeah,
They're not
leave the
going to do it
cows
because they
alone.
know they will bring the cows.
Leave the cows alone. Stop abducting us, and just come rule us and call it a day. And I want the flat Earth theory people, because it's not a theory; it's a hypothesis. You have to prove it first. I want the flat Earth
It's not even a
hypothesis.
hypothesis. It's bullshit.
Well, it is anything you think of is a hypothesis. Then you have to go from
It's
hypothesis theory to a law.
no, Stephen. This is a pretext. I think that the people are just instead of doing revolutions and stuff like that, they are just
They have the flat Earth. Okay,
reacting this way. That
okay.
reacting with bullshit theories and stuff like
Right
that.
about but to my point about my thing with that is I want if we're really a flat Earth, enough with the talkie. Go take a trip to the Antarctic or wherever this circle is, and go prove it. Show me the cities. Go
No,
go
no,
share the
no.
people.
We
Let's
we
get it over
just
with.
look. We have the technology that we sent. rockets, yes.
No, they say
And
that's all make believe now.
we have just put on the internet or everything, put Earth, and you will
Yeah.
see it's spherical. Every other body on
Yeah.
the, you see the
Yeah.
moon is spherical, etc.
But you know what?
Have we seen any picture or a flat Earth? I mean, it's so bullshit.
Can I
It's
tell
so
you something?
bullshit.
I have a question. I don't know who created all this game that we are in, but I have a problem with why have all the planets round? Why can't we have a square planet? Why can't we have a triangular
Well,
planet?
it's
Like, why are
because
they all
it's
round?
because of how the nature of laws, like gravity and stuff like that.
Well,
We
that's what we've been
go
taught. That doesn't mean
around
it's
the
true.
sun because
Yeah.
of gravity. That the space time is curved. That's the
Yeah, but that's not true
uh,
because if you look at the
theory of
meteors
Einstein.
and comets that go around, sometimes they're not round, they're square, they're this, they're that, they're jagged. Like you
Oh, you
look
need
like all
some
these.
mass to be, and for a long of time to turn around, and
No, no,
also
no.
around yourself. Yes, because we have, as a
Well,
planet, we
I've seen some people that they can go around themselves. It takes like a day. They're called, NASCAR fans.
no, no,
Anyway,
but the space time that has been twisted, it's
yeah,
all around. It's like a
yeah,
black hole. That's why the
yeah,
black hole looks also round, because it's
yeah,
twisting. It's not twisting like in a disk.
yeah.
It's twisting all around the space.
Okay.
It's three
All right.
dimensional. It's actually
Oh
four
well.
because there's
Yeah.
time involved.
Sure.
So
All right. We got that to go for. So I want all these people to prove their theories or hypothesis in 2025. I want the UFOs to land. I want to get it over with, and let's go. And if they're going to take over the planet, let's just get it over with and be done. That's what I'm going for 2025.
I don't think it will happen, but it would be
You never
interesting
know.
if it happened.
Here's the best part.
Well, I don't
100
know,
years from
but
now,
well, I tell you that my theory is that they don't exist. They're
what,
not here. They
UFOs?
couldn't be
Aliens?
here. No, no, I don't believe
Really?
so. No,
I
no.
see. I would think
It's
you would
it's
think they would
impossible,
exist.
Steve. It's impossible
Why?
because of the size of the universe. I mean, why the fuck they would come here? I mean, if they have the technology to travel that fast, they'd be doing much more interesting thing that they like involving with ants. I mean, so
Maybe we're
behind. I mean, we are
maybe
so behind.
we're the ants. We're the
So
ants,
why
Fred.
why to involve with those guys? They're gonna kill themselves around now. It's obvious.
Yeah, but
So
here's how I
why
look at the
should
UFO.
we why should we? Yeah, I mean, even bother with them? So
Because
that's my hypothesis. Because of one simple thing. Because of the distances in the universe, they are
yeah, but
so
it's
big that
folding.
you need extraordinary technology to fly all over. So if you have this technology, that means
Yeah.
that you are, as a state of being,
Mhm.
you're so advanced
All
that you
right.
don't need to come to Earth and get involved with those fucking cockroaches that
Yes,
are
you do
killing
because you know
themselves.
what? Listen, because when you're feeling lonely, that you're great, the smartest universe or galaxy or people, and you and your little element 115, 116 spaceship flies to Earth, you can look at all the cockroaches and go, look at these stupid people.
Yeah,
They
but
can't
why
get out of
not?
their own way.
No. If they're no, you're thinking in your human way. I try
Okay.
to think the way they can think. I don't think that there's any kind of interest to get involved with cockroach, except that they have not found any other kind form of lives except us that is intelligent in a way. So
Yeah,
in this
I
way,
wouldn't say
there
we're
we are
intelligent. That's
kind
like
of
a
they're
you're carrying away.
observers, and
Right.
they're observing what's going on, how we will evolve. Are
Right.
we going to kill ourselves? No, what's
Well, we
going
can
on?
only
I don't
hope.
know.
We can
So
only
it's
hope.
just a scientific, observation to
So let
them.
me ask you this. So
Observation.
all these reports from the military people about orbs and lights and spaceships and all
They
these
can lie
videos that are
easily.
out, but they've been around since the beginning of time. It's all
Yes,
been
because
recorded.
because the story is interesting.
There's
Since
no
there were
story.
the
If
people
you're
were
a
talking
caveman and
about
you're drawing,
aliens and stuff, the red
if
planet.
you're in the land of Egypt and you're drawing all these cool things, and you're American Indian back like 5,000 years ago, and you're drawing all the stuff on a wall, there's no story. It's there. They didn't just go, there's a UFO. Let's look. So,
Well, everything is story by default anyway.
well,
Anyway, I
but
mean,
everything
our
comes
whole
from a
life is a
reality.
story
Yeah, but
at
everything
the
comes
end.
from a reality. I'm just saying we should get a UFO guy on our show.
Well, reality is not what we think. There are many forms of reality that are
Right.
presented to ourselves because we don't have the same reality as the animals. My dog has different reality. So
Yeah. I
what is in question? Are there different realities? There is no reality. There are perceptions of reality.
right.
That's what I think.
Okay.
And I believe that there is something that is real, true, that the truth.
Yeah.
But this truth is not accessed by us. We don't have the means to access it.
I think we do. I just don't think I think we've lost how to
Okay,
do it.
maybe we do in a representation of it,
Yeah. I think
not
Graham
the real
Hancock.
thing.
I think Graham Hancock has said that we've got amnesia about our past, and I agree with that. When you start
Of course
looking
we
at all
have. I
these different
remember
things,
nothing from my life almost.
no, I'm just saying, like millions of years ago and whatever. When you look at like how some of the pyramids and some of the hieroglyphics and blah, 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 and you look at some of this stuff, it's kind of like they would have had to have technology, not guys rolling on logs, this and that. When you
They
look
had
at maps,
technology, of course,
when you look
but
at the,
not any
when
kind
you look
of.
but when you look at a map, I forget the name of the map that's like 500 or 800 years old, and it shows the perfect planet. It shows Iceland, Greenland, the Arctics, where they all are, and where they're supposed to be with longitude and latitude lines. That's like 700, 800 years old. There's something there, since I think longitude and latitude wasn't found until the
Well,
1800s or
Stephen,
1900s.
there is something. Yeah, okay. There's always something behind the reality that we are saying. I also feel that life and existence is much more than what I experience, right?
Yes.
What I perceive with my senses and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure about it. I'm
Yeah.
100% sure that there's something behind it. Can I call it a different reality or something? I don't know. Maybe it's a kind of platonic space that the perfect shapes and
Right.
everything
Right.
are created, and we fish from there. It's like also what one of my favorite directors, David Lynch, was saying, that
Right.
we don't create ideas, we fish them. So they are
Interesting.
somewhere
Okay.
there, because he's
Yeah.
also kind of idealist, the platonic ideas and stuff
Yeah.
like me. And yeah, I believe that there is much stuff behind it. That's why I'm interested in philosophy and arts,
Right.
because art is the representation, at least for me, of what I perceive, or of
Right.
how I see the world, right?
Right.
And through my thinking also. But this is part of my world, yeah,
Okay. I
because I'm
like it. I like
filtering the world.
it.
What I see, everybody's doing this actually, and
Yeah.
everybody's doing it in a different, own unique way. And that's what I like to do. And I'm hoping for me, at least in the new year, but I think it will happen anyway, because it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna find new ways, into expressing those ideas and getting more knowledge and more data
Right.
for what is behind, the scenes. And,
Right.
the real stuff. It's like kind of the movie, the Trump, the not the Trump show, the Truman Show.
Truman Show. The Truman Show.
The
Yes, not the
Trump
Trump.
Show.
The Truman Show.
The
Wow.
Truman Show. That
Yeah.
we are living kind of in a bubble, but there is
Yeah.
much a world outside of it.
I agree. I think so, and that's where the flat earthers thing too. Apparently, because I read one of their books this weekend. That was an interesting book about their hypothesis of the flat Earth, and I was like, interesting. But some of the questions that they raise, I have questions. Like I'm like, okay, that's I've always asked that as a kid. Like if we're really traveling at 26,000 miles around, and I jump up when I land, I land in the same spot. Why? And if I'm in an airplane, all I should have to do is just go straight up in the air, wait a little bit, and come down because the Earth's spinning. So there's some things that I'm always
Stephen,
like,
there are
okay,
so many things. I mean, the ancient Greeks did it because they didn't know if the world is flat or
yeah,
so. There was one guy who measured, the size of
yep,
the shadow, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
went like to Luxor. I mean, very south. So it was almost down. There was no shadow almost at specific moment in specific day. So,
right,
and they went norther to Greece somewhere, and there was shadow. So it means what?
nothing,
That it's not flat, since we
right.
don't see there's a curvature. There's a curvature. Since there's a
Listen, I'm just
curvature,
saying,
there might
I
be
read, I like to
circle.
read. I like to read because I find everything fascinating. So to
Yeah,
me, I
because you
heard,
you like ideas.
I like to hear it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And it just,
Yeah.
then I read, and it's like I like just reading it to me is fascinating because I learn things that I've never known. And someone will say something, oh, that's an interesting thought. Like the flat Earth thing, I've heard about it for years. And I finally got a book and I read about it. I was like, and it's an interesting hypothesis. I don't know. I've not been up into space. I wasn't at the moon. And then, I don't know if we've ever been to the moon, but we'll assume we have. Yeah, it's be interesting to see. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what happens in 2025 with everything. See if there's
Yeah, yeah,
still a
yeah,
world.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I wish first of all the best to everybody. I mean, health,
Happy New Year.
to their, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Enjoy, people, your life. Why not?
Yeah.
it's good to enjoy it, but you can enjoy it not only eating, making worse and wanting more from others, so that you have more and more and more, because it will lead you to a non-ending mechanism that you'll never be satisfied.
That's
You'll never
true.
be satisfied,
Be happy with
because you
what you have.
always want more and more and
Right.
more. It's not about numbers. It's not
Right.
about for me, it's more about quality.
Yeah.
Okay, the numbers also matter sometimes for some reasons, etc., because you need, like you said before, about the people who are in need and everything. Those are
Right.
numbers, and they need specific numbers so that they are okay, etc. And those numbers are important, because the more
Yeah.
people are not having good life and not having Medicare and stuff like this, the more sadness is there in the society.
Right.
And it's a pity, because it's their own life. Why the people should be living so poor? I mean, okay,
Mhm.
not everybody is educated, and not everybody had the same opportunities in life. I mean, there are people who had the opportunities because their parents had the money, and they
Right.
understand the power of education, so they were insisting for the children to go to school. But not everybody is coming from this kind of parents and
Mm.
families.
It's
Many
true.
are broken families. The father left, the mother left and died, or I don't know, or narcotics and addictions and or other stuff. So yeah, the people in need, I wish, yeah, the people in power, that they take more care of them. That's the truth.
I agree.
And and all
And one
around
of
the
our
world, not only in our countries,
everywhere, the whole world. Like I said,
everywhere. Yeah,
why
yeah,
can't we
we
all
are
just get
one
along
village,
and live in
one
peace?
planet.
And
Yeah, yeah.
Dawn, one of our favorite fans, just wished us a happy New Year's, and then she
Yeah,
also
Don, all
said,
the best.
"Then Dawn said we cannot get people out into space, but we're going to make it to the moon." No, Dawn, we can't get people into space. We probably never have been to the moon. World's coming to an end, but keep a good thought for 2025, so it'll be fine. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think we were at the
It
moon.
depends
Good.
what it means space, because everything is space. We are in
That's
space
true.
right
Well,
now.
yes, I think when
You
space
see,
is,
everything is a concept. We
yeah,
need to define the concept, because when I see art, it's not the same thing to everybody's minds.
right,
I,
right.
I have a different vision of art. You have a
Yep.
different vision of art, and everybody has different uh, vision of. Hello, Katerina, my friend. I talked with her
The art
just
girl. Yes,
before
hello.
the art tutu. Yes, yes. She's a friend.
She
She's an
enjoys
artist.
listening.
Not,
She
and
enjoys
the
listening
moment
to
I
you.
said art, Katerina was here, and she's an old friend, a very good friend.
No. You
She's a
should never
very
say old about a woman. You should just say she's a
no, no,
friend.
no.
Never
I'm
say
not
an old
saying
friend.
old in the way of age.
I
That
know.
old. I mean that for a long time. For a long time.
I
I
know.
mean, we're not old. Do I look old? No, of course. So,
Well, yeah,
and
as
she's
old as
younger than
old.
me anyway. I think.
You know, most
Yeah,
people are
because I
younger
was
than me.
older. I think at that time.
Okay,
And yeah.
figure that one out, kid.
So I wish everybody, to Katerina also, that she's here,
Yeah.
and to Don, everybody, all the best for the new year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things to explore anyway
Yes.
in life. Life is so fucking interesting. I mean, you never get bored if you're a person who has not got into a psychological black hole. That the black holes are sucking everything.
Yeah.
So if you get in psychological black hole, we can imagine that. So this is
Yeah.
another concept. We speak with metaphors all the time, with symbolism all the time, and this
Right.
is because I believe that the language of the universe is symbolism. And the universe is talking to us with symbolism.
Right.
It doesn't come with literal truth, because there is no
Right.
literal truth. What does it mean? And what in English? So the universe coming to me and Adam, do this, and no, it cannot happen like this. But
Right.
it can happen to you. It can speak to you. It can send you messages through symbolism. It's
Yeah.
what it. I was talking with Katerina today about this, and Katerina, all the best. And that there is meaning that Jung was talking about those things a lot,
Right.
and I find it wonderful. And we need to take those ideas even further, because there is no end to ideas.
I agree. Yeah.
There's no end that say, oh, that's the end of the ideas, and there is no end to suffering. There's no
All
end
right.
to pleasure. Also, there's no end to anything. We live in an infinite world, and
Mhm.
this infinite world is mental. I have to say it again.
There you go.
It's mental. It's only there.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we see, matter. Well, there's no matter actually. The guys 3 years ago took Nobel for this, that saying that there is no the particles, they don't have standalone existence. So in other words, they are not the way we think they are, like some kind of piece of rock there. It's not like this. We see the doing of it. We only see this. We cannot, catch it. We see only the doings of and those doings sometimes are milliseconds. All those, the Hadron Collider in CERN, what they are doing. They are doing a lot of stuff, a lot of experiments that actually last for milliseconds. And from these seconds, they see some traces of something and they create a theory about it that is actually proven now. You see the trace. It's there. It's there. It's real. We see the trace. So we make a theory. Yeah, this Higgs boson exists. That gives rise to the matter, to matter. But it doesn't really exist,
Nothing exists. It's all just a figment of your imagination wherever you really are.
I think that it's even more complicated. Nothing and everything exists in the same time, because this is I believe, because I believe it's mental. I believe that we live in everything exists in a mind, in a big mind.
Right.
We as humans cannot really realize, we see it as a different concept, like nothingness and everything. Those are different, like contradictory. No, they are the same thing, actually. This is what we just cannot understand it. You can ask me, do you understand it? No, I don't understand it either. But I believe that this is the way to go. Because because how this everything came up. I mean, what is Big Bang? There's the theory we have.
It's a television show.
Did everything come from nothing? What does it mean? Everything came from nothing?
That Big Bang is a bunch of crap. That's make-believe because they don't know what they're talking about. We all know how it started. Marvin the alien from the Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Well, I don't think that it started this way.
And that's it. We're a science project.
I don't believe that Big Bang, even if it existed, that it was the beginning.
I don't agree with that either.
Look, my life, I can say that everything exists from the beginning that I was born. I started to realize things, because before that, I didn't fucking know that everything existed.
Right.
So it didn't happen in the Big Bang. It happened with my rise to the world.
Well, technically,
in philosophy,
in
philosophy, there's a theory that is called solipsism. That means that I don't know if you guys exist and everything there. I only know that I exist. This is solipsism.
And you don't even know if you exist.
No. I know, because I am into me, so I have to know that I exist.
You could be someone else's dream.
I don't know. That might be even further. But it's a stupid, actually, theory for me. It's, like the same you can say. So, so what's going on?
David
then we both exist, because you believe that you exist. I believe that I only exist. So
I don't believe
in a way there is some kind of feeling of truth into that, because. We feel the world and everything inside ourselves only. We cannot get out. You and everything else, you're external world to me, and I and everything else for you, I'm external world, and it happens to everybody. But this is because there was dissociation from the big mind that I'm saying about, and we came from it, we go back from it, we come back, and we'll be doing this for infinite.
For the next, at least through 2025, we'll be doing it, because
and we have those conventions like useful stories, like a year, because our planet just turn around, but we add it to our stories of our lives, and it's a nice story, and we celebrate. We find a lot of pretexts to celebrate. This is good. We should celebrate more, make less works. We should really make more sex, and
I think so, and more sex is more Big Bang, and more Big Bang means more
we
people.
Should we have to close this. This is the make more love and less war.
And before we go, though, Dawn brought up a point that we should mention. She said that how are we going to go to the moon when we can't get the astronauts out of the space station? She said real astronauts might die. I guess that's fake astronauts could be there too, but the real ones could die because they can't get them out of space.
All of them are going to die in a way, whatever death means. Because it's a state, it's a change. I mean, does the 2004 dies in 2 days?
Yeah,
it ceases to exist. Does it die? What is it? What was it 2004?
Nothing.
You understand? This is a concept.
Time is not real. Time is a concept created by man. That's it.
it's not real, but it is real. It feels real. The same way it comes to us. You see the contradictions that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That nothing and everything, they're the same thing.
There you go.
Because
So,
because our minds, you can see it in our minds, and we are
right.
like are coming from the big mind. So we have properties of the big mind.
Well, I
We
came
have to
from the big.
have. Otherwise, we are not. In Christianity, it was saying that Jesus is the Son of God, but
Yeah.
everybody else is also Son of God. That Jesus is our brother.
Yeah.
And because it's symbolism, it says that you are Jesus too. You have the property of being the son of Father, of the God. That's a symbolism.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying that we are coming
Here's
from
the
the big
problem.
mind, but you can call it God, you can call it
Here's the whole problem with
consciousness.
that little thing is that it was
There are
I
many
think,
problems
what
with
was
that,
it,
but
in 60 CE or 100 CE is when they changed it from gods with an S to God. So if for millions of years we were talking about the gods, I'm going to stick with the S. And
it
I'm
doesn't
good with
matter,
that.
Stephen. It doesn't matter. Those are also stories. They are also in the
Well,
mind. They are also stories. Everything is a story because the mind is feeding with stories. That's its intrinsic potential. What it does. That's
right,
what I say. That it comes. Everything comes from nothing. You just sit here and you're in yourself with your thinking, and you don't think nothing, and suddenly an idea comes. A
right.
thinking. Where did it come from? It came from nowhere.
It's like
And
George
it's
Carlin.
lost, and it's lost to nothing, you see, because I don't have this idea anymore,
Yeah,
and it's going like this. But I cannot think of myself as an idea. Why not? As a different kind of idea.
yeah,
I'm not saying the same kind of idea, I'm saying different kind of idea, but still an idea.
yeah.
You and
Well,
me and everything is an idea, and we came from nothing. Where did we come from? I mean, yeah, I came from my womb of my mother. Yeah,
right,
but that was 9 months I was staying there. Before, where I was, where
right.
so
You're
suddenly I
hanging out.
came
You're
out to
hanging
the
out in the
world.
club. Yeah.
So that's why I
Listen,
find
we all
more
come from the
interesting the
absolute.
theories of Plato and stuff like this. That there are forms out there. There was Adam out there, the form
Yeah.
of Adam, Stephen, Katerina, Don, and everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at a specific moment, whoop, it came and I'm here. And
Yeah.
look, because I'm gonna die and everybody is going to die, but don't feel sad about it,
Right.
because I think that death also is the biggest experience that we're gonna have in life, because dying is also
Yeah.
part of living. And I mean, being in the state like human or a dog,
Yeah.
or this kind of
We
living.
go to according to the Gateway Project from the CIA, we go to the absolute, which is just nothing more than
Of
energy. Your
course, we
energy
come from,
goes
but
back
we are the
and goes
absolutes
somewhere
as
else.
well. We
Right.
happen to be it, but
Yeah.
we don't have the perception and the, because we're tiny
Speak for yourself.
drop from
Oh,
the
okay.
ocean,
Yeah.
but we make the ocean. All of
Yeah.
us and
Yeah.
everything makes the ocean. Without us, there would be no ocean.
Right. But my point now goes
But it
back to my.
changes. What is my hypothesis, that through our lives we change the drop that came
Right.
to us into something else, because that's what we do in our lives. We change our
Yeah.
conscience and everything, and then when we die, we unite again with the absolute, the
Right.
consciousness,
Right.
and then
Start over.
the whole concept of the big mind becomes more rich of the
Yeah.
experience that we had, of
Mm.
our perspectives. Because if you think about it, everything is about perspective. There's
Mhm.
only perspective. There's your perspective, my perspective, Katerina's perspective, Don's perspective, and everybody, and we are exchanging perspectives all the time.
Right.
It's like we're talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, my hypothesis is that we are one thing
Right.
after all, because we unite anyway. And yeah, that's
I like it. That's very nice. So what's your thought for the fans for 2025? What's the good wishes you want to send?
well, I want them, to get closer to themselves. I mean, we are constantly expressing and expressing, which is fine because I'm an artist. I'm expressing, but I'm not just expressing for the sake of expressing outside.
Yeah.
I go inside also. In there's a word for it. I use it sometimes, but now I forget.
Introspective?
Yeah, I introspect a lot.
Okay.
I do it a lot. I do it
Yeah.
like I don't do meditation now. Maybe I will. Maybe in 2025 I'll start meditation. But I do kind of meditation alone. I just lay down, I put
Yeah.
some music, specific music, and I start to get get inside the
Right.
thinking and everything, and then I try not to think, what the meditation are doing. I try
I
to
got a lot of friends
get
that do
into the
that without a
void
problem.
of only
Yeah.
existing.
I like it. I like it.
Don't saying we are a witness and no action. I mean, we are both. We are
Well,
doing action now. We are speaking. We're talking.
she's talking about the astronauts though. She says, I'm sad because look
There's a
at being
problem
done
about the
to them.
astronauts there.
Yeah, there's all so that so some astronauts
Don't
stranded on the
they
space
are
station.
fine there. When they come back to Earth, they're gonna be so famous people, a lot of money, and a lot of interviews all over, liked by everybody, telling their experience. Don't worry, they come back.
They'll be fine.
They are fine out there.
They're
They
fine
are
because
somewhere,
they're not
in
in space. They're
between.
at a Hollywood soundstage, so we're all good. So,
Yeah.
guys, it has been a fun 2024.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you
It
for
was
all
the
watching and
biggest show
listening and
probably
comments.
because I
Right?
see 1 hour and 15 minutes. I
That's
think
okay. We can listen. We can
yeah,
go for
yeah, it's
three
okay. But
hours. Yeah,
I think it's one of
yeah,
the biggest, longest.
yeah.
I mean,
It's a big show. And then next week you'll be back in 2025.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
hope when
yeah. 2025. We'll be back with Adam on the eve. So, and
yeah,
we hope
it'll
everybody.
be six. Like okay, we will see if it's going to be 6 or 13. We will see.
He doesn't know yet. He doesn't even know if he's here. He's still getting around that
Yeah,
time.
we don't have topics anymore. But everything is a topic, so
That's true.
it's yeah.
Well, this was a
But
good talk.
okay,
I
we
thought this
talk
was a
about
good show.
specific things. We talk about art. We talk about philosophy. We talk about
Yeah.
politics. We talk about a lot of stuff in general.
Dawn's on the
We
lecture
don't have the
hall. Dawn's
time
on
to
the
go too deep, but sometimes we go a little deeper.
yeah.
It's not that we don't go at all, but I think it's okay anyway.
Yeah,
The
I
show
think
will go
fans like
fine the new
I
year
think fans
also.
like the show. And Dawn right now is worried about the astronauts that can't get home. And then she's like, "Why are we going to the moon?" Dawn, we don't know, and that's a topic we can have for another show.
Yeah, we don't
And
know
hopefully
actually.
we
That's
don't
the
know. No,
truth.
I don't know. I know that they're
Many
stuck. I
things
know
that
that
we don't.
Boeing didn't
Most
do a
of the
good
things
job.
actually we don't know. That's the truth.
Yep. So we can talk about that next show, maybe for 2025. Why the astronauts are stuck.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And we can
Yes.
also then talk about why Vicky is a North or South Korean spy on Love Island. I think that'll be good. I think it's important. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hopefully they're going to detain her now, and I'm going to laugh when she calls us and
Nothing
says
will
they've
this will
detained
happen.
me.
No,
They
no, no.
detained me because you kept
Everything
telling
will be
everyone I was a
fine.
spy.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, Vicky, you'll be
Please
filmed. Listen, you
don't
can make a
worry.
group
Everything
picture.
will be okay. You see,
Yeah,
and if it's not going to be okay, well,
we'll
shit
make it
happens
okay. That's what
also.
we do.
Yeah, something else will be okay.
Yeah, something else will happen. Don't worry. So to all our fans, thank you for listening and watching over the 2024. We will be back in 2025, whether it's on the 6th or the 13th. Adam doesn't know yet. And we will come up with more interesting topics, show Adam's work. Who knows? Maybe his 3D printer from China will work
Well, I
sometime in
had prepared
2025.
some works to show, but we started to talk about because I'm still continuing the thing with the refractography.
Oh, the
That's
reflective
why
light,
I
yeah.
don't miss so much the 3D printing and everything. But slowly, some pieces have come. Some
Okay.
Chinese tools for the 3D printer, like that's making it better. But it's not expensive and it looks really really nice.
All
So
right,
I
good, good,
got it.
good.
I never buy things from Alibaba and stuff like this. I'm not
All
making
right.
any kind of
All right, so
promotion.
next week, why don't we show
But
some of your artwork? We show your
yeah,
reflecting
yeah, yeah.
artwork.
Because I'm working a lot now. Because the thing with
Okay.
refractography, which I try to look around and stuff, I don't think that somebody else who's doing it. So
Okay.
because I'm refracting, guys, I'm going to refract everything. I'm going to do
Uh-oh.
caustics with everything. I
All right.
even if you look, even the poster that I did to promote the show today,
Yeah.
it's like flowers,
Oh,
but
very
this
pretty.
is, I don't know if you've seen it. If you go to any
On
kind of store
Instagram.
on Facebook, on everywhere,
Yeah.
it's refracted. It's a because it goes along with a theory that I'm following now. That
Right.
it's a representation. It's not actually my theory. I mean,
Right.
Platonic guys, Schopenhauer was saying, Kant was saying, that Bernardo
Right.
Castro is saying, all the great guys, the Jung.
Sure.
But I see it as a style, as a technique in art. So I'm refracting, and the light is going through transparent object and making something. It's presenting itself in a different way. That
Okay.
we didn't know. Actually, we don't see this way, because it's making some forms are more compact and more understandable, and others are more abstract. And I see life like this, that there are some forms which are, and there are a lot of abstract things that actually are here.
So maybe next week we'll show some more of the artwork.
Yeah, and
We like
maybe
the
we
artwork.
talk a little more specific things about this kind of artistic discipline.
And
That
for fun,
that
we could talk.
actually I am doing only in this world. I am a pioneer, and I never take credit. But this time, I'm gonna take credit. No one's gonna take it away from me.
There
And
you
there are
go.
a lot of artists who are using my ideas. And then
Yep.
I saw one now today has made
Yeah.
a lot of views, like millions of views. And
Wow.
I don't see any credits there,
All
so
right.
it's
Well,
not good.
give credit. Give credit where credit is due, as they say. So, all right, kids, it's been a thrill. We'll see you in 2025. Everybody have a happy and healthy new year, and whatever religion or whatever you celebrate. Just as we always say, let's all just try to get along in 2025. And we'll be back next Monday live and then rebroadcast later in the afternoon.
All
Everybody
the
happy,
best to
healthy.
everybody. Happy New
Cheers,
Year.
everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends.